Welcome back to your Syxsense trial guide. In this video, we're going to cover organizing your assets by queries. Queries are the dynamic organizational structure that we use within the Syxsense product suite. Whether you're trying to determine what devices have a particular software installed, or if you need to know what their uptime is, or if you're wondering in what time zone they exist, Queries is going to provide you with that information. In order to build a query, you need to understand two things. First, what you're looking for, and second, how you want to organize what you're looking for. As you can see here, we've got our queries built into folders. Think of these folders like how we set up large sites and then subsites within the first organizational structure. The same rule applies here. So you'll want to make sure that if you have queries within a particular context, like software distribution, all of those queries should exist within a folder. To create a new folder, right-click on the queries heading. Then select New Folder. From there, provide a name for this new folder. Then, click Save. Next, we're going to open the Examples folder and create a new query. We're going to give this query an appropriate name, in this case, Software Lookup. Then, we're going to click the drop-down for fields. Let's look at the Add Remove Programs list. Under Add Remove Programs, we're going to find the Software Name field because we're going to create a lookup against a particular software. Next, we'll change the operator to like, and then we have the ability to put in a value here to look for a specific software name. You can either click the drop-down to find a preset list of software currently in existence in your environment, or you could also type in the value that you'd like to use, which is what we're going to do here. We are going to look for Google Chrome to see if that software is installed in our environment. If you hit Run Query, it will populate and show you a list of all the devices that currently have Chrome installed. If you would like to include wildcards, use the %sign either to the front or rear of the search term, and then select Run Query again. In this case, both devices have the same format for Chrome, so nothing will change. If you'd like to add additional search terms, just hit the plus icon, and then select the field drop-down as shown here, and target whatever context you need. In this case, we're going to look at computer and then chassis type. What we want to do here is see devices that are desktop computers that have Chrome installed. Again, if you hit the Run Query drop-down, it's going to populate the single device in your environment that has Google Chrome installed that is also a desktop. Next, we're going to add a new term. Let's go down to OS, and then we're going to select OS name. The goal here is to find all devices in our environment that have software that looks like Chrome installed on a desktop device running Mac OS. Once we've created that context, we can then make an if-else statement using links. The way we'll do this is by selecting the link button after checkboxing some of those fields. Here, we're going to checkbox chassis type and OS name. Link those, and now we have a relationship. You can add additional layers here to look for environments that look like laptops or look like they're running Windows. In this case, we're going to look for the OS type, and then we're going to look for devices running Windows. So we're going to set the operator equal to like here, and then select the value drop-down. We're going to look for Windows 11 and make it a little bit less specific because we don't want to just look at Windows 11 devices. We also want to look at Windows 10 environments. Now, if you run the query, you'll see a different result. We have two sets here. The first is going to look at devices that are running Chrome that are also desktops that are also running Mac OS, or devices that have Chrome or they're running Windows 10 or 11. So here we have a very complex query with an if-else statement. If you'd like to see this query, go to Examples, then double-click on Software Lookup, or click the drop-down for examples and select Software Lookup. Then it will print out the results, and you can see that we've got 4 devices listed here that are either running macOS with Google Chrome installed or just Windows devices. That was an in-depth look at organizing your assets using queries. In the next video, we'll talk about using groups as an organizational strategy.